Hello and welcome to episode 9 of the Click Click Play podcast. It's the 19th of March 2017 and we are joined, I am your host Ben Ostwick, otherwise known as Biggest Bennis, and I'm joined by a boy with a new dog this week. It's Jordan Reese.
That's me.
I don't know why I'm putting on a really strange voice, but still. Anyway, how's your week been, Jordan? What have you been doing? Yeah, new addition to the family.
Yeah, I've had a little puppy. I mentioned it last week. I think that I was getting one, and I've got one. I picked it up in a B&Q car park at 8 o'clock in the night.
Was it just wandering around?
Felt like I was stealing a baby for meat, but it was actually a little puppy that I've taken home, and I've grown quite attached to. It's very nice.
Oh, and joining Jordan, as always, is the human shitting machine, Manny GPT.
You know what? I was kind of getting used to going second. I was kind of getting used to going second, but you presented freaking Jordan before me, but whatever, I'm over it.
You don't have a puppy. Get a puppy and you can go second.
Well, you know what? No, too much money.
Hey Manny, you bought a Switch yet?
Don't want to. Shut up. No, I have not bought a Switch yet either, dude. They're not for sale anymore, which is why Nintendo is forcing more children to build more of them.
Yeah, in those factories in the Far East. Anyway, we've
Jesus.
Unfortunately, the normally very and highly committed Arnie, who has decided they'd like to go out for a meal tonight instead of sticking to his commitments, his podcasting commitments.
By the way, I was kidding about that Nintendo joke. Nobody get offended, please.
I'm gonna get this podcast might be slightly this podcast might slightly turn a bit political later on, but we'll see. But anyway, yeah, Arnie's not with us, so we've found the next best thing. Well, actually, it's a joke, because he was gonna come on anyway. It's Jordan's friend Rob.
It's news to me.
How's it going, Rob?
Hello, I'm alright. How are you?
Not bad. So tell us, who are you? Where do you come from? I feel like Cilla Black.
I'm Rob Jordan's friend. I recently turned 30. Been playing video games all my life.
Oh.
I don't know what else to say.
Rob was 30 on Friday.
Oh, where's the little happy birthday jingle? I haven't got one. I should have done that.
I'm sick of that now.
You're 30 years, Rob.
I am.
You look about 12.
30 years young.
I'll take
30
that.
years young.
Yeah, that's a compliment. I was teaching somebody the other day, and I'm 28, and I asked him how old he thought I was, and he said 34. I was like,
Jesus.
How?
So you go to sleep way too late. You go to sleep way too late at night.
Oh God, yeah, that's true. But I get up really late as well. My sleep cycle's gone to shit. But yeah, Annie's on a hot date at the moment, so we'll have to quiz him on that next week. But yeah, so Jordan, let's go straight in.
Right.
What have you been playing?
I'm playing some bloody video games, haven't I?
Go on, tell me your video game. Because last time we talked, you'd finished Horizon and you were playing Zelda. I think you weren't as far as me.
So I've manned up, and I have finished the Zelda. I don't feel comfortable saying that I finished Zelda, because when I finished it, it told me that I was 8.6% finished. So to say I finished Zelda is a terrible exaggeration. But I did finish the story of Zelda, and I did all the temples as well.
Yeah.
Which you don't need to do. Yes. Any questions?
What do you think of that stealth part?
What did I think of the stealth part? I can't remember the stealth part. Remind me.
Oh, I remember. That's the worst thing in the whole game for me.
I know. When the place underground and
yeah,
you have to, yeah. I tried fighting the guys first of
yeah,
all.
me too.
I did. Okay. I think you could potentially do it that way, but just because of the weapon breakage in that game, that becomes a bit difficult. But yeah, it was fairly tricky. It took me a few attempts. Those guys are pretty alert, and as soon as they see you, boom, you're done. So yeah, wasn't the strongest moment.
They're massive banana fans. They love the bananas.
They do love bananas, yeah.
Manny just
overall
looked up
with the
then.
game, overall with the game though, absolutely loved it. As you can imagine, I thought something that really sticks out to me is the the kind of last bit of the campaign where you assault the castle. The castle is always there, it's always in your eye line, and you know you can always go there, but you're obviously waiting until you feel strong enough. And I love the fact that you don't actually need to really do anything in that game before going to the castle. And potentially taking on the end boss, which I'm sure I could go on YouTube right now and there's probably loads of people that have completed that really quickly somehow.
Do you find that like you're making your own story?
Yeah.
Like everybody's story is different. It's not like linear in the slightest. It can be if you want to be, but even then, like you're free to choose so much that everyone's story and everyone's like how they did everything pretty much in the game is totally unique.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's a really powerful form of storytelling that only games can really tell. You watch a film, everybody's going to get the same 2-hour experience. You read a book, you're going to get the same 500 pages with a video game. Certainly ones as open as Zelda, especially ones as open as Zelda, you get to paint your own story.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So the pair of you have both finished it, and you said, Jordan, you said 8%, and Ben, you said you completed it with 16%.
Yeah.
What's left to do? How many more chickens have you got to put in the coop?
Choke. The shrines I've done like
Childish.
49. I don't know. I like a bit of childish humour.
What? Okay.
I'll let you carry on.
Genuine question.
Oh, Ben. So, Rob, in terms of what's left to do, first of all, there's 800 rocks that we need to pick up because potentially you probably pick up about 1,600 rocks because they haven't all got something underneath them, but 800 of them do, so that's one little collectible. There's obviously the shrines. There's 120 of them. I did about 15 or something stupid like that, or maybe
Really?
20.
I done 49.
Yeah,
I thought there was
that.
900. I thought there was 900 of those seeds.
Is it 9? I thought it was 800.
Yeah, it's pretty sure it's 9.
Uh-oh.
Ridiculous amount, whichever one.
I don't even have a fucking Switch, and I know that it's goddamn 900.
Yes.
Come on,
Stop trying to join in, Manny. You haven't fucking played the game. The fuck you talking about? It's 800.
Go back to your Xbox.
For fuck's sake. When's Halo out? So,
It's out already. Multiplayer's pretty good.
So, in terms of what else is left to do, I guess there's loads of side missions and stuff like that. I kind of didn't avoid those, but I kind of picked them up as I went along. The plan being to finish the game and then come back to them. So we'll see how that goes. There's definitely a lot more time I could put into that game.
Yeah,
and you probably know better than I do in terms of the additional content.
as in the DLC or just the other stuff that we go back to?
No, what's going to make up that 100%, I guess? Because Rob's right. If I'm at 8%, but I finish the campaign outside of unless each one of those rocks is like 1%.
Yeah, Korok seeds. Yeah, I don't know. I think Korok seeds is definitely something that'll bump up your score when you find them. But yeah, obviously shrines. As I say, I'm on about 16%, and I think the only thing I've done that you haven't done are maybe more shrines. I haven't really done any side quests. That's about it, really. Like I've done the Master Sword. I got that. I got the fancy little shield. I'm not sure exactly how that contributes, if at all, to the percentage. But I'm just I'm going on holiday in a couple of 2 or 3 weeks, just to the seaside, and it's gonna be quite boring. So I'm gonna take my Switch and try and go through there, do some various things. Oh, and John, have you been to the island in the southeast?
No.
Okay, I'm not going to say anything. Just go to it.
Okay. Is it the island that we do the quick play?
Yeah, in the quick play we did go there, and it was it's different. Something very, very different happens.
It's really cool. I like it.
Yeah, it's your type of game, that, isn't it, Manny? After playing, I'm not going to spoil it, but just go there, Jordan. Tell me what you think.
It's like a zombie apocalypse or something.
It's strange. It's something different. Something very different. It changes the game.
You fucking been there, haven't you, Jordan?
No.
It's fucking zombies there. How'd you know?
Is it?
Yeah, because it's a first-person shooter.
Yeah, it turned into an FPS with fucking awesome graphics, by the way. It jumps from 900 to 1080.
Yeah, right.
And speaking of Zelda, I just did the review is up on clickclickplay.com that I did. I gave it have a look what it is, but we've got Victor in the chat who really doesn't seem to be a huge fan of Zelda, saying it's a bit overrated and 90 is a bit too high. It's more of an 8 out of 10 than a 9. I think you might agree with that, might you, John?
Well, in that person's defence, 8 out of 10 is a pretty good score.
I don't know, nowadays.
He or she says that.
Nowadays, everything needs to be a 9 or a 10, doesn't it? Otherwise, people whine.
We've set off my bloody Alexa again.
Alexa,
shut up.
order tiny condoms.
Speaking of Alexa, did you guys see that video of that child talking into it?
No.
It's like a video of like a parents recording their baby, and the baby's like blah 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 blah, and then Alexa's like can't understand, and then it keeps going on, and then it's like porno, big boobs, anal or something like that. It goes crazy. I love it.
Well,
I saw a video of a guy. Who'd programmed it to pick up songs he was playing with the ocarina. So you do like the song of light and then turn the lights on for him, or the song of time and then turn his bloody
What a
clock
world!
on.
What a world we live in! Unbelievable. So in terms of the Zelda stuff, if I had written that review for the site, I would be torn between an 8 and a 9. Obviously, I know you wrote a lot about it, so realistically, that's the important bit is the content and what you think about the game. But if I had to put a score on it, I think as amazing as this game is, and I think it's going to be a very influential game, even well beyond the realm of Nintendo games. I think this is an influential game. It doesn't mollycoddle the player. It respects people's intelligence, and it gives you a really fun sandbox to play in that doesn't hold your hand along the way. But at the same time, I think there are a couple of glaring issues with this game.
Technical,
namely that. Well, technical and kind of core gameplay issues, really. So the technical problem, it is clearly designed to run on the handhelds rather than the TV. On the TV, the performance is not acceptable. And in terms of the gameplay stuff, the weapon degradation, it's way too quick. I've Nintendo, master game makers, and I've been sat here trying to work out why they did it and what the aim was, and I could understand maybe a slower kind of breakdown of weapons, but the fact that it's so fast, I don't really understand what that brings to the game.
I've read a lot of reviews and just people talking about it in general. It's like you find a lot of weapons, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh yeah, I've never had a
problem. So
it's like
with that. When it starts getting to late game, the weapons that you find start coming in with the higher damage on them and everything like that. So it's never really a problem that people are. I mean, but again, it just depends on the person. I mean, not everybody having the same experience that you're having.
But it is a problem when you get to, for instance, a temple boss where there are no other enemies around to steal weapons from, and you're trying to take that boss on, and potentially you could have entered that boss arena with not the right amount of weapons, or weapons that are not going to last long enough for that fight. Now the game is clever with that, and it never locks you into that situation, so it's not game breaking. You can always leave and find more. But I personally just find that quite annoying. And if I could understand what benefit it brings to the game, I would say fine, but I think it detracts from it.
John, 2 words: Master Sword.
Hey, come on, man! Spoilers, dude.
Oh. Well, I'm not going to say how you get it.
Kidding, brother. I don't care.
But I know
it is a wonderful game. It is a wonderful game.
I think that it'll be the industry standard for many open world games for years to come, where they don't give you hints, they don't put exclamation marks and things all over the map where side quests are. That maybe not all of them, but there's going to be a large amount of games, I think, that are just saying, you know what? Yeah, there are loads of side quests around. There are things you can do, collectibles, but we're not going to tell you where any of them are. Just go and find them. And I think I really like that.
I need a fucking Switch, dude.
You do. It's so much fun. And I'm really, now I've finished the main campaign, I'm actually a bit relieved, because that means I can just go back and, if I want to chill watching TV, I'm not really thinking, I'm not really focusing on the story or anything like that. I can just chill, watch TV, not even the sound on, and mess around on the Switch, just exploring and having a little wander around.
Dude, it's like, I know Zelda's going to be right up my alley, man, so I'm looking forward to playing. I can't wait. I just can't wait to have that Switch right next to my bed, and every time, I'm about to go to sleep at night, just play it for a little.
Yeah, it's so good.
That's what I can't wait for that.
But yeah, I finished it I finished the main campaign yesterday, and I'm going to go on to Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm quite looking forward to having a game in.
What's that?
The other one. The other brilliant game that's not out on Xbox. I'm looking forward to being
playing
a game in Super HD.
Come on, dude.
The burn.
Chill.
I read your review, Jordan. I was reading your review before I did my Zelda one, and before I was writing the Zelda review, I was like really tempted to just say, "No, I'll do that next week," and go and play Horizon because it really got me pumped up for it. And I'm looking forward to playing. My brother, he's a big gamer as well. He's been mocking my love of Zelda because he doesn't quite think it's something that older people should be playing. So, but he's absolutely in love with Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go to. I suppose I better go to Manny.
Well, I have been playing other things, Ben.
Oh, really?
Before you move on, yes, absolutely.
Go on,
Check the
Jordan.
documents and check the
Dude,
documents.
come on.
Just play one game a week. I started.
No wonder your girlfriend got a dog to keep her company.
Jesus,
Oh yeah, I
man.
don't talk to her. I started NieR today. It starts off with the demo, so I haven't really got many other thoughts around that, other than I got a little bit further in the demo, and it kind of turns into a bit of an open world experience, which I was not expecting. But I'll report more on that next week, and I think Rob has played some too, so you might have something to add this week.
I'm hearing nothing but good things about that game.
Yeah,
I'm really looking forward to playing it.
Really hyper stylish, and the combat's really nice. But I just didn't expect this kind of open world aspect that it's introduced. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes. But it's very much an artsy Japanese game. So there's a lot of weird kind of edges to it that I haven't really worked out yet. And like a lot of games that I'm playing recently, a lot of Dark Souls DNA in it. It's got the whole kind of you die, and when you die, you have to go back to where you died to collect your stuff. Otherwise, it goes away.
I know that's you know what that is. No Man's Sky.
Oh yeah, that's No Man's Sky. Yeah. I picked up a few bits and pieces on the Switch as well.
Just going back to NieR. How does it run on the PC? Because I've heard things that it's like capped at 60 frames per second, but then cutscenes are 30.
Well, it's not that bad.
And it stutters unless it's in windowed mode or something like that. Are you finding that?
When I'm playing the game, the performance seems on par with what I saw in the PS4 demo. The cutscenes are weirdly stuttery. It doesn't even feel like 30. There's something not quite right with it. But
try it on windowed mode.
It runs fine.
See if that's.
I don't really want to play windowed mode. I want to play it full screen. But it seems absolutely fine, yeah. And hopefully a patch comes out to sort out any jank that's in there. But it's a good looking game, and it seems to run fine on my PC. Obviously, mileage will vary depending on your setup, I guess. In terms of the Switch stuff, I picked up a couple of bits and pieces. Fast RMX, have you tried that one yet?
I saw a demo. I saw the Giant Bomb guys playing that, and it looked awesome. Really, I don't know. It's not the type of game I'd buy, but
it's basically a Wipeout clone. So if you like Wipeout, it's that, but there doesn't seem to be weapons in it, which is disappointing. But it's the kind of same high velocity racing, kind of space age racing.
Like F-Zero type.
Yeah, F-Zero is probably a close comparison as well.
F-Zero's coming.
Good game.
F-Zero going to be announced or something, or it's coming out for the Switch?
I wouldn't know if it's going to be announced because it hadn't been announced, but
there were rumors I heard.
No, but if you had to think if it was going to be announced, if you had to guess.
Do you think it's going to be announced, Jordan?
No.
Oh.
Will you confirm it right now?
Yeah.
So it'll be announced.
I can confirm.
Oh, come on, dude. We need more clicks on the site, bro.
I can confirm that F-Zero X is not going to be released on the Switch. I can confirm that today.
Oh.
I also can confirm that Halo is not going to come out on the Switch either.
Or the PS4.
Yeah, or that either.
But it'll come out on the PC.
Yes.
No, it'll be on PC. Yeah, it'll probably be on PC. More than likely, 100%, it will be on PC.
I downloaded Blaster Master as well, which we laughed at when we read the name of that a couple of weeks ago. But it's actually really good. It's a remake.
That in high school. Go on.
Showing your age there.
Go on.
Blaster Master. It's a remake of some. I don't know. I haven't really looked into the original game. I think a NES game. I might be wrong about that.
I think you're right.
2D. You seem to spend a lot of the game going around in a tank shooting things, and then you can get out of the tank, and then it kind of goes into a top-down view where you're again going around shooting, but as a guy. Seems quite deep for that era of game, so I'm gonna give that a good go. And the last thing that I've played, and I don't know whether we want to discuss this now or whether we want to wait until the game is out this week, or if we I don't know how we want to do this, but I did.
Should we save it for the news?
Is it news?
I think we've got quite a few news items that include that.
Yeah. I'll skim over it. I played an hour of Mass Effect Andromeda, and it was not so hot. So it's up to you whether you want me to talk more about that. But I can tell you that the first hour of Mass Effect is not good.
Is it garbage? Tell me something good about it, Jordan.
Something good. So something good about Mass Effect Andromeda is the new way you can move around. So obviously Mass Effect, you were quite grounded. You were just kind of running around environments. There was never any verticality to the game, really. In this, you do have some kind of jetpack. You can jump upwards or jump to the side and back and things like that. So I'm sure that's going to, in terms of the combat and especially the multiplayer, I bet that's going to be quite fun. It looks quite nice as well. But like a lot of things in the game, it's kind of, it almost looks like a bit of a technical demo with not much game around it.
Whoa.
But yeah, that's one good thing, I guess.
Oh well, we'll wait and see.
But is that really, when you're playing a Mass Effect game, is that really what you want to come out with? Is that the jetpack is good? No, I would.
Whoa.
I'd like to have good writing and good voice acting,
Maybe.
and graphical
Visual
fidelity. And
animations.
Understand the question I heard.
why is Alexa talking? She never talks unless I'm doing the show.
I can't
Shut
wait.
up.
No.
So,
Fuck you, Jordan.
speaking of people who are fans of Mass Effect, Manny, you're a big Mass Effect fan, aren't you?
Oh yeah.
Have you
I love
downloaded Andromeda?
No,
Are you going to?
I have not.
Oh, you
probably later.
You pre-ordered it,
Probably
haven't you?
later. No, I didn't pre-order it actually.
Oh.
I was thinking about it. But dude, to be honest, I'm sick and tired of just fucking pre-ordering games. So I'm not gonna do that anymore. But there's no, I mean, just
Did
I
Ghost,
don't really care
Ghost
if I'm gonna
Recon
get an
burnt you?
extra SIG. Oh, dude, fucking Ghost Recon, man. Can we? Oh, by the way, guys, Ghost Recon is free now, so because nobody's playing it. No, I'm kidding. It's still probably $60, but still, I'm not doing it anymore, man. And, I'm gonna wait a little bit until I get into Mass Effect.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm gonna.
from everything I'm hearing, it's kind of turning me off. But
I know I've heard
I mean, I think
a few people say that who've got review copies have said that later on it picks up, but I'm gonna have to wait for these reviews. They're out tomorrow, I think. So we shall see, I imagine, but I'm sure it'll get a bit of a. I'm guessing around like a Metacritic. I'm guessing about early 70s.
yeah, I think
it might be lower.
from all the buzz going around, I think it's gonna be one of those games. It's gonna be rated mediocre across all games media. Probably gonna
What
something around there.
what do they-
Depends. I don't know. Like you see, I don't know because everything I'm hearing so far is not great.
But where did they go
I
from
haven't
there?
heard any good things.
Where do they go from there? Do they try and bring out and do they change the franchise? Because I'm guessing if this is crap, then Andromeda 2 doesn't continue. Do they?
No, if this
find
is
something
crap,
else?
if this is crap, you're gonna see what happened with what is that game called? Where you're a hacker.
Watch Dogs.
Yeah, Watch Dogs. The difference between Watch Dogs 1 and Watch Dogs 2, it's you're gonna see that kind of difference. I don't think they're gonna release another Mass Effect. I mean, at the end of the day, I still don't know how this Mass Effect is gonna do. I haven't played it. I don't want to really say anything. I don't want to say too much about it because I don't really know that much about it. So.
Well, we'll see. You
But
never
I
know. We
don't-
might be surprised by the reviews tomorrow. It might
Maybe there's so much outcry that they change it. They change a bunch of stuff to it, like they did with the ending of Mass Effect 3. So maybe they'll change something, like maybe add me in it. That'd be fucking dope.
Well, I'm sure you can design
Yeah,
yourself.
I want to be in a goddamn
can't.
video game.
No.
Not really, no,
Unless
because the character creator is really, really bump. We'll go with bump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zacharias
Terrible.
says he pre-orders games he knows he'll get for whatever it comes with. For whatever it comes with. Wildlands was as expected for me. I can't speak today, but other days it's just fine to wait. I got Deus Ex half off, and it came with a pre-order bonus anyway. Yeah, I saw Deus Ex
Look at
go for
that.
like €15, just
Really?
only a few months after. But Wildlands, I probably will get it, but I'll get it when it's like €15 again, 15, 20.
It'll probably be that price pretty soon.
Yeah, that does seem like a game that's gonna take a massive drop this summer.
Mm-hmm.
So Manny, I hear you've been shitting yourself. They're not just today. I mean, like
Every
playing.
night I've been shitting myself. I've been playing Resident Evil 7, and boy oh boy do I have nothing but Well, okay, I'll be lying. I loved that. I loved it. That game was incredible.
Yeah.
It set such a tone right from the beginning of the game that it stayed with that the entire game up until the last 2 hours or 3 hours of the game. But I can't fault it for that. But dude, what an amazing game, man! I'm so happy that they took a chance with making this game, and boy, did it pay out, man! Because wow,
It feels like a real traditional horror game, doesn't it?
oh man, dude, I don't know what it is about. I don't know what it is about first person, dude. But when it's in first person, it's scarier.
Mm. It's like,
and now it's also in VR. Holy crap!
People have said
I
like
didn't
how
play
it's
it in VR though.
No, well, yeah, I did. People have said how it's like it's going back to the roots of Resident Evil, but I think it's not just that. It's like the roots of horror as a genre. Go to this like, abandoned house in the middle of nowhere, cut off from everywhere,
and you're being stalked the entire time.
Yeah,
that's what was so creepy about it. Somebody was following you or trying to find you the entire time, which was amazing. I don't know. Somebody told me that the game didn't have that many jump scares. Fuck them. They're a liar. Holy shit! This game is nothing but jump scares at every corner.
Yeah, I watched somebody's final, like they were finishing the game, and I thought, well, I probably will get to the end one day, but I watched it just to see what happened, and my God, there were jump scares like every 10 seconds. I was thinking, if I'm playing this in VR, I'm going to be a mess.
Somebody told me. Wait, hold on. I don't know if they told me about this or it was a different game. I forget what it was, but I could have swore they were like, no, it's there's not that many jump scares. It's just like your tent, dude. No, every time I turned a corner, something jumped out of a window to try and grab me, and wasn't having any of that.
Dr. PR Fanny says first-person horror is like the new trend. It feels. Was PT first-person as well? Because I never played that.
Oh, yeah. Dude! Speaking of freaking PT, man, playing this game makes me so disappointed that we're not going to get a PT. Playing this game, dude. Oh my God! It's just I'm so bummed out. Like I never thought it would hit me because I was like PT. I mean, whatever. I played the demo. It was real scary. I'm not gonna lie and say that it wasn't.
Apparently
it was whatever. No, it was real scary. But dude, it's like I'm so disappointed now. And I guess the next thing that I have to look forward to is Outlast 2 that's coming out, which apparently we could talk about this later, but it's been banned in Australia.
I saw that. Yeah. Oh yeah. Stick that in the news because that's something to talk about. What about Synaxe's Manny was jumping at follows and donations.
I promise you, I was tense the entire time playing that game. Like I had the controller in my hand and I was slowly just walking because I felt like I don't know. Maybe I made it worse for myself by walking slowly and not just getting it over with. Yeah. But but yeah, when I'd get a follow or a donation, it'd be like, and I'd be like, ah.
Sounds amazing.
It was scary.
Actually, Rob, you said you've played Resident Evil in VR. Have you played it in VR? You said.
Yeah, I played the first couple of hours in VR and I had to stop because I pulled my neck jumping. It was the first time the guy bust through the wall.
I got to that.
Shovel. It was horrendous.
For me, the worst part, I've only played like the first hour and a half in VR, and it was when you run up some stairs and then you close the door behind you, and then you hear a rattling, and then you open the door and look down into the darkness, and there's nothing. And then all of a sudden, she appears, and yeah, that's when I filled my underwear. It was...
Probably didn't help, though. I had my girlfriend grabbing me on the shoulders every few seconds as well.
Yeah, next Saturday I'm going to have a bit of a party night. We're going to play some Switch. Sorry, Manny. Some 1-2 Switch and some other like Jackbox party games, but I'm definitely going to bring out the VR and get my drunk friends to play some Resident Evil.
Oh, man. Dude. I can just imagine playing that game drunk. I legit probably would have shit myself. Like, legit.
Well,
I would have shit myself and threw up also. I would have been like,
yeah, I really hope that doesn't happen.
For you guys listening, just listening to the podcast, I actually did shit and throw up. So, just want you guys to know.
It's not a green screen anymore.
Yeah, it's a fucking... No, it's still green, but a darker shade of green.
So, Manny, played anything else? Or just been Resident Evil?
No, it's just been Resident Evil, and the same old H1 Battlegrounds.
How Star Citizen, have they added any eyelashes or something small?
Yeah, dude. They added something. They added a new ship that costs 107. No, as of right now, I think I just read that they're getting rid of DirectX 12,
Oh, I saw
and
something like that. Yeah.
yeah. Hold on, let me open up the article. Come back to me. Keep talking. Tell me your impressions about Star Citizen, and I'll tell you.
Well, I would do, but there's now
The
a
article.
puppy on the screen. Jordan's got a puppy.
Puppy!
Puppy cam. For all those listening to the podcast and not watching it, they're going to be really disappointed. But Jordan, send me a picture of the puppy, and we can have it as the background for the show. Oh,
Watch the chat's going to go mental in like 5 seconds, I imagine.
ah.
This is Betty,
What is Betty?
a dog.
A dog? What type of dog?
What type of dog is it?
King Charles Cavalier.
King-
For fuck's sake.
King Charles Cavalier.
A King Charles
Well, the
Cavalier,
car.
for fuck's sake.
Fuck's sake, dude! Come on, man. It's a for fuck's sake dog.
Yeah.
A dog.
Oh.
Doggy, doggy.
And how old is it?
Whoever in the chat said Chinese food, ban those. Mother.
Hey, that's a mod. That's a mod that said that.
Racism.
Yeah. App's terrible. Jordan's triggered.
Okay, so yeah,
Oh,
Star Citizen
vagina on the
now
screen.
plans to use.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, goodbye. Manny's talking. Go away.
Hi, Dad. Dad.
We're not having
He,
kids.
th-
Come on, go
he
away.
throws up on you.
Oh, look at him sending her away. Brutal.
Bloody women.
Oh Jesus.
All right, Colin, calm down.
So Star Citizen plans to use Vulkan API, dropping DirectX 12 support.
What does that mean, Manny?
The reasoning behind that is apparently, from what the article was saying, is that DirectX 12 requires you to have Windows 10, and they want to get rid of that. They don't want to just restrict the community to having Windows 10. They want to I'm guessing, everybody that there's still a lot of people that don't have Windows 10, even though fucking everybody probably does have it, just don't use it. But
I imagine
but
the people
still,
that
what's it
play
called,
the people that play Star Citizen have got Linux or Linux.
yeah, Linux,
So-
whatever. I
so
don't
we're
know.
not-
DOS.
They're taking away DirectX 12. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, they're getting rid of DirectX 12 and they're gonna start using Vulkan. I don't know. I need to dude. I just read the article. I need to read this. And, I'll get
What's a
back to you
Vulcan?
guys. So I think it's like a dinosaur or something like that, right?
It's a Star Trek species.
No, there you go. That's what it is.
About the Trekkie.
So they're planning on using Star Trek species in this game and not DirectX 12.
So they're taking away features from Star Citizen, is what we're saying.
They're taking the
Nothing
reason they're taking away the features because they're saying that it quoted from somebody who's working over there. It gives them no special benefit to use DirectX 12. So instead of limiting people to a certain thing, they'd rather just use Vulkan and not have to
I agree with
split the.
I agree with
community
Don
and
in
shit
the
like
chat.
that.
He says, "Fuck those decisions. I want real progress." Hey, how about a release date, maybe?
How-
Well, the
Dude,
4th of
it's-
never.
No, it'll probably be. We'll probably see 3.0 by the end of this year, hopefully. A lot of people are saying mid this year, so maybe around June. We'll get the big update, but
That's going to include
Fuck,
the
dude, I don't
hairworks on nostrils or something like that. Is it?
Yeah, there'll be perfectly designed nostril hair in them. Although I don't think you can. I've not seen a person when I was playing it. I did go into the spaceport and just walked around, but it seemed to be empty. So anything else, Manny? How was your
no.
No,
Is it-
just that. Have you won any more H1Z1s? Do you play quite a lot more
Yeah.
like 2s and 5s?
No, I like singles, man. I don't like relying on other people to try and help me. I'd rather just do it all by myself.
Oh, look at that. That's confidence in a man, that is.
Yeah, I mean,
Holding
I
your
am
back.
ranked number 1 in my house, so
Same.
there's that.
Nice. Anyway, Rob, what have you been playing? What games? What games are you into?
Just been trying to get through Horizon.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, my feelings, I reckon you guys, is really, really good. For a game that I shouldn't really like. I'm not into kind of swords and third person particularly, but that thing's got something that just keeps me going back.
Dinosaurs, I imagine.
Probably, yeah. And then I tried NieR this morning, which, like Jordan said, starts off like the demo and then takes a massive left turn, turns into some sort of crazy JRPG.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about getting into that. But I've ridden a moose and I've done some fishing so far in the first 2 hours, which
Is this
if you
Horizon
played
or
the demo,
NieR?
you would not expect. NieR.
Oh, right. That was like something in
Yeah.
Horizon.
Yeah, exactly.
Rob, like with the demo, am I right in saying that the way the game starts is slightly different with the kind of bullet hell start that looks like some kind of old school top-down airplane
Yeah.
shooter? Did
Yeah,
the
I don't
demo
think
start
that
like
was
that?
No,
'Cause that was
no.
really cool. That was like it was like a kind of bullet hell shooter, and then kind of changes perspectives, and then it almost feels like the Death Star run from Return of the Jedi, when you kind of go in and you're avoiding like machinery and stuff like that. That game is so cool. It just really quickly changes perspective and the gameplay along with it. I'm only a little bit into it, but I'm looking forward to getting through it.
It seems like it mashes all of the gameplay you've been used to for over the last like 10 years into the first 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's like
It's really good.
it's like Bayonetta meets like a Japanese 80s arcade.
Yeah, I was getting Zone of Enders vibes from it because you can just mash buttons and you look like you really know what you're doing.
Yeah, you look cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so I appreciate.
Oh, that's fun.
And aside from that, I tried CS:GO, the new map they put out, which everybody's kicking off about.
There's a new map in CSGO. I thought there was only one map. I've only
I
ever
know.
seen one. No one people
So
Yeah,
say-
it's only Dust 2 and Mirage. It's 2 maps. That's it.
Yeah.
Office as well. So this is the first map that Valve have actually put out for a long time, and there's a lot of mixed opinions on it. It seems, from what I played, it's very lopsided towards terrorists. If you care about that kind of thing, but
I do.
I mean, that's a lot of the maps are kind of one-sided, you know.
yeah, sure. But I mean,
They like more of an advantage.
in this one in particular, you can B-rush as a terrorist and plant the bomb within 7 seconds, which is
Oh wow.
yeah, it's pretty bad. And then there's a large open
Wow.
area where you just get picked off. So if you've got somebody who's quite capable with an AWP or an auto rifle, you're knackered basically.
You can B-rush
Yes.
like the band.
Yeah, exactly.
It could be Rush.
I'll have to check it out.
Bewitched.
Oh. I've never played CS:GO. It looks like something that I really wouldn't enjoy. I tried a bit of what's the
Never played CS:GO and you have a PC? Get out of my face.
Now
dude.
I have a PC as of January. Like before that, I had a PC that ran.
Should have been the
Minesweeper,
first
and that
game you
was about
downloaded.
it.
You can play
That-
Counter-Strike on your phone though.
yeah.
I have actually. I've played Counter Strike. It sucks.
Is it?
Yeah, it's not that great.
I haven't I haven't played that, but I've played a bit of Rainbow Six Siege. I know it's not the
I
same.
love that, man. I'm liking that.
I
It's
didn't-
pretty good.
I didn't really like it that much. I played it for a little bit, but I wasn't with anyone, and I got a PC in like, the beginning of January. I'm absolutely useless at first-person shooter games, so I was just like crouching when I was meant to be shooting, and there was 3 people around me, and it was a bit of a mess. Then someone called me a noob, so I was like, right, fuck this, uninstall.
Well, dude, it's Counter Strike for you.
Yeah, might have to.
Dude, they'll call you worse things. You're
No,
lucky.
but-
You're lucky. You're lucky. That's all they called you.
Yeah, this is on
In
Rainbow
Russian
6.
as well.
This is on Rainbow Six, but maybe I'll find a couple of people that play it, and well, man, if you're playing it and fancy carrying someone, let me know.
Oh no, I'm not good at that game, but I do enjoy it.
Yeah. So looking at that's there are all the games we've been playing. Someone asked, which I suppose we'll ask you it now, Manny, rather than wait till the questions at the end. How is PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds? Are you still having fun? Have there been any updates to it, or is it still a bit janky?
No. It's running fucking real smooth, man. And hopefully by release, it'll be even better. It'll be optimized a little bit better. But I can't really, I don't really have any complaints about it. It's running at a smooth, like if you care about frame rates, it's running at like a smooth like 60 to 70, so 70 to 80, depending on what graphic quality you play it on.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's still really good, man. I really enjoy it.
It's a good,
really fun.
It'd be like H1Z1. It's quite a good game to watch someone stream rather than play. I think for me anyway.
The what?
For me, I prefer watching those type of games rather than playing.
Oh
them.
yeah, no. For me, no. I think it's too boring to watch, man. Because like I said, that game is played very. I mean, if you're into the whole, taking your time and being stealthy the whole time, then yeah, it's a good game to watch. But it's really slow. And at least in my opinion, it's really slow. It picks up near the end because obviously the circle gets smaller, and more people are running into each other. But yeah, at least for me, it's real slow. Prefer H1 because it's up in your face action.
Yeah,
24/7.
H1Z1's good watching. It's just constant craziness all the way through. Okay, Swato says Manny isn't good at any games. His New Zealand Maori friend carries him everywhere.
Yeah, I hope he's not talking about Majestic because no, he does not.
That's Maori, Ben, you racist.
Oh, sorry. Maori.
Maori.
It's Maori.
Maori.
His Mary friend, if you know what I mean. Franny.
Don't make fun of her.
Franny says, as soon as Mario Maker goes to Switch, I'm buying one. I'd love to see Mario Maker on the Switch, especially if you can use it where, when it's docked, obviously you won't be able to make it, but if you're able to just like take it out of the dock, make it, and then stick it in the dock, and then you can play it.
Yeah.
That might be a cool little feature.
Just stick it in the dock, man. Nice.
Yeah, stick it in the dock. And speaking of which,
speaking of sticking it in the docks,
Jordan's gonna get his nipple out.
Oh god.
So
I'm not allowed on Twitch. It's against the rules. It's against the
Manny
Twitch
says
rules.
you're allowed to.
Is this
I
true?
did. No, he's lying. We'll do it later.
Swotat, Swotato, that's it, not Swotat. Swotato says, Manny has many married friends for his own personal benefits. Kappa Pride. That nice, not padded. Yeah, have you padded your dock, Jordan? That's not to a personal question.
Woo! No.
You got a screen protector? You
I
use
put one
protection.
on. I put one of those tempered glass things on yesterday, and then just instantly hated it, so took it off and put it in the bin.
I know.
Really?
I put the protector that came with it, and it's I don't even.
Are there some protectors that are specifically made for the Switch, or?
Yeah, so I bought one from Amazon, and the instruction manual had pictures of an iPhone, so I'm guessing they just kind of change whatever device they used to cut out this plastic crap and send it to me. It was perfect though, it worked, but
Nice.
I like it bareback.
I got just the stickery one, and it seems to work fine. You can't know. I don't notice it's on there, but if it's going to protect it against any scratches or anything else, then I think it might be a good idea. Just until if there even is a problem, I don't know, with the scratching. I'm not sure if there is or not. All right.
I read on.
Yeah.
Sorry, I read on the Switch Reddit that those problems can be alleviated with a little bit of electrical tape inside the dock.
Okay. So maybe they'll
You don't
suggest
spend
that.
thousands of pounds. Yeah, maybe.
John, have you had any desyncing issues with your controllers?
None whatsoever.
No. Me neither. I mean, mine actually I have, but only when I've had it in my bag for a while. So if my Switch has been in my bag, in its carry case and stuff, sometimes I have to resync the controllers. But during a game, while playing anything, no, not one bit.
What I am finding, I was playing NieR earlier, and my TV, if an input becomes live, so for instance, if I'm on the HDMI for the PC and I turn on my PS4, it'll pop up saying PS4 is available.
Okay.
And I found that when I was playing NieR, every couple of minutes, that pop up would come up saying the Switch is now available. So I don't know what it's doing. Why it keeps on?
You can turn that off.
Turning on or something.
I turned off that feature where it's not called. I think what's it called on the PS4? HCPI or something like that. But I've turned that. It's just on the Switch. It's just called. Do you want to turn over to this to the Switch when we turn it on? And I click
But why
that.
is it turning on? It's just in the dock. I want it. It shouldn't be doing anything.
Maybe it's when it reaches full charge or something. It's doing that.
Like, fuck off.
Okay, so it's time for the news. Jordan.
It's time for the news. We're gonna talk about some things that happened in the video game. Well, come on, yeah.
Gets better every week, John. Better every week.
Thanks.
So, first news story before we go all political, which is gonna be a fun section, I'm sure. Horizon has sold 2.6 million copies, and remember that is only on PS4. It's not bad, is it? It tain't bad.
Very good. Very good. Very good.
I've got 2 copies.
You got 2.
Yeah.
A real fan.
Yes.
There's one so I can play it, and the other one so I can just put my finger in the circle and spin the disc
He's not
while
putting
I
his
also
finger
play
there.
it.
That ain't his finger. But
Oh shit! Puts his dick.
and you're gonna give one away live on the stream, aren't you, Rob?
Unconfirmed.
So how are you finding it then, Rob? I've already asked you that. You already said that earlier. Sorry, I'm just trying to.
Yeah, he said he liked it, dude. Stop trying to fill in dead air, dude.
Such a good host, Ben.
I forgot that- I
He's
forgot that-
such a good host.
Well, I say I'm such a good host. I'd forgotten I hadn't hosted Manny's channel, so I was trying to do that at the same time and fluffed up everything.
Yeah.
So, John, is that a lot of copies? 2.6 million. I don't know what to compare it to.
2.6 is a decent amount for most video games, and certainly any video game that, like you quite rightfully pointed out, is a console exclusive. Obviously, that becomes even more impressive. And then if you just look at the short time frame as well, it's
Only 2.6, and there's around 60 million out there.
yeah. What a dick. Rob bought 2. Okay, he's trying.
I'm trying my best.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll increase over time, but for a start, how long has it been out? Like a month or something? Is it?
Yeah, and it came out with like Zelda like a few days later.
And it's a new IP as well, so it had everything kind of going against it in terms of, not necessarily setting the world on fire sales-wise, but it's done well.
I don't know about going against it, man. Everything going up to its release was a fucking Horizon. Suck its dick. So good.
It's the saltiness there.
Why are you so salty? What do you got sand in
I'm
your
not
vagina?
salty. I'm
What's
just
wrong?
saying. No, I would love to play it. I would love to play it, but I don't. I just have it. but everything going into Horizon was just nothing but praise for that game.
No, I know, but in obviously it was always going to do well. It's a Sony first party, but in terms of having really impressive sales, typically you find that sequels will sell better. And obviously, if your game is on multiple devices or formats, then it's going to sell more.
Yeah,
again.
I fucking hate exclusivity, but we can talk about that another time, man.
Said by every Xbox fan. Okay.
Well, Sony
Speaking.
so I can understand why this is exclusive.
Speaking of things being sold very quickly, the Switch has sold 1.5 million, which apparently is on par with what they had expected, but they've decided to double production, which makes me think if that was what they were expecting, then why are they having to double production so quickly after?
Well, that's because Nintendo always does that. They always fucking release not enough, and then there's this outcry of fucking people like me who didn't wait outside of the goddamn store before they went on sale and didn't get mine. So I mean, I could have pre-ordered it to avoid that. But still, it's not the point.
Have they still sold out?
Yeah, man, I can't find that shit anywhere.
No. So.
I'm angry.
So that's that. Yeah, a lot. Any comment on that,
That's
John?
a lot, yeah.
So, was that to me?
Yeah.
What was the question?
Any comment? Yeah.
Any
Switch?
come on that?
Any come? On the Switch?
Yeah. I know we're not really into business sales
you
figures.
watch porn with it?
You can't yet. There's no like media player or anything.
Oh, not buying it.
Although
But when I can,
There's no porn, but there is this.
Yeah. It can do that, yeah. I came.
No, dude. I'll buy 2 of them just so I can do it twice.
In stereo. Okay, also brand new, which makes it news. Super Mario Run hits Android this week. It's the 23rd, so that's Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? No, Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. Super Mario Run is coming to Android. For those of you who are not Apple people, Manny, is that you?
Oh, dude, about time, man. I've been looking forward to playing that game. I've been playing it a lot on iPhone.
Mm-hmm. How is it?
And it's fun. I mean, I didn't pay the $10 that you needed to pay to unlock the rest of the levels, but I did enjoy the first 4 that they gave me for free. So
Tight bastard there.
hey, man, come on! I'm waiting, for it to come out on Android so I can play it on my phone, not
Yeah.
on someone else's phone.
I don't even know if I'm going to pay
Is
it.
it-
I hear it's good for if you want to 100% it, but if you just want to go through the levels, then it's not worth the money. That's what the general consensus seems to have been. Have you played it, Rob?
I was going to ask, is it still a tenner to get the full game?
Yeah, will they keep it at that? Yeah, I imagine they will.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's sold pretty well on the Apple Store, so I'm guessing they've kept the price in place. It's decent. Has anybody else played it?
Nope.
I love
Played it on an iPad for like 5 minutes. It's basically Mario, but he doesn't stop running, and you just touch the screen to make him jump. He was decent. For a phone game.
Is it still having that problem where you need to be connected to the internet to play it?
I seem
Is
so.
that,
I don't think.
is that still the issue with that game that a lot of people have?
Yeah, I think it's by design, so I don't think it was necessarily going to change because they sold shitloads anyway. So I can't imagine they were under any pressure to change that.
Would it be as fun if it wasn't Mario? If it was just a random character they created? I know it wouldn't sell as
would
much, but
Would Zelda be as good if it wasn't Zelda?
I think I'd enjoy it. I
don't know.
I've got no affinity to the Zelda brand though. I've never finished a Zelda before, and I really loved it. So take that as you wish. So as a guy, Franny is asking when E3 is. June the 13th.
It's June 13th through the 17th. But technically, it starts on I think that Sunday is when it starts, and even earlier because I think E3 has their event even earlier than that. But it's usually June 13th through the 17th, or whatever that week falls on that Monday.
3 months
In June, second week of June,
It's like 13 weeks
or
so.
second or third, yeah, something like that.
Would the new Star Wars be good if it wasn't Star Wars? Yeah, good point. Okay, Jordan,
Yes.
can you tell us a joke?
Is this leading into the next segment?
Yeah, maybe.
Be careful. Be
That's
careful
what
what
you
you're
work-
saying, dude.
That joke only works on one particular day of the year. And today isn't that day, and I need to hashtag, which I can't really
Hey,
do
that-
vocally, so...
That day is every day on the Click Click Play podcast, unfortunately,
Is it?
because, well,
International Women's Day is every day. We don't have any women.
no, it's the day without a woman, wasn't it? That's why. That was it. Hashtag, it was day without a woman. And, well, Jordan, you can tell us the story.
Okay, so there's this thing called International Women's Day, okay?
This thing.
And all the 18 to 24-year-olds go on Twitter and they do this hashtag where it's like, today is
All the 18
International
to
Women's Day.
24-year-olds.
And then people didn't think that was edgy enough, so they did a hashtag that said a day without a woman. And then some women didn't go to work and they got fired. But anyway, so then there's this guy
Sounds so
called
supportive,
Colin.
Jordan.
Of what? Hashtags? I'm not. So then there's this guy called Colin that works for this successful YouTube channel called Kind of Funny, and he thought it'd be quite funny, or reasonably funny at least, to put out a tweet that says, peace and quiet, and then the hashtag a day without women. And then Twitter went absolutely fucking mental on him. He's now stepped down from that company, but not in the usual way that people kind of get forced out and they're saying sorry and they're begging for forgiveness and they're doing interviews with their mother there. He's saying, no, fuck you. This is bullshit. The gaming media is completely overly liberal, completely part of just an echo chamber that just listens to itself again and again on repeat. Just looking at the way that kind of everyone reacted to it and just tore him down for what was basically we can argue whether it was a funny joke or not, but it was just a joke about a Twitter hashtag. It's kind of going to backfire on these people now because he's left that company. He's going to stop talking about games exclusively, and he's going into political commentary. And I would imagine that these people are going to be firmly in his sights. What do we think?
Rob, you're a fan, are you, of Kind of Funny?
Yes, yeah, it's a shame that it ended that way. I wouldn't say upset, but disheartened by his departure. I quite like Colin Moriarty. Whether you disagree with him or agree with him, it's your choice. But
I mean, I heard he was quite open with his like views, his political views. But like when it comes to actually his
How
game,
dare he?
No, but
How dare he have views?
Oh no, it's fine. But I'm saying when he's as an actual video game reviewer, how was he? Because I never followed him, or as somebody who comments on video games.
I think his insight into the business was top notch. He knew his stuff, didn't he?
Yeah.
That is a pity.
Him and his business partner Greg are kind of in basically almost like it sounds wrong because they were part of the game media, but they were almost in partnership with Sony in terms they were so tight with them, so close that they had a really close working relationship. But they would still criticize Sony and PlayStation, but very much PlayStation was their realm, and they knew a lot about it, and they were very close with the in-house teams and things like that. But yeah.
Well, I'll play devil's advocate here. Would you say though that somebody who doesn't work for themselves, works for a company, and if you make a comment, you might not find it offensive. I can't say I did, but then it wasn't really aimed at me. If enough people say that they do find it offensive, then okay, yeah, fine. You don't need to say sorry at all, but you kind of have to put up with any backlash that might occur from that.
But he did put up with it, and when you say he doesn't work for himself, he does. He owns that company. 4 people own that company, so he effectively does work for himself. He decides whether he goes to work in the morning or not, and he's still going to get paid the same amount. It's not, and to be clear, it's not that the company made him step down. I think him stepping down was probably in some way a reaction to the fact that the company didn't necessarily come out and defend his right to tell a shitty little joke on Twitter. They kind of they were quite diplomatic about it, and they posted a tweet saying that they don't necessarily agree with what he said, but he's his own man. He's always been controversial, and in future they'd like him to consider things more. But he was very unapologetic about it, and in my opinion, rightly so.
Yeah. If he hadn't quit, I think it'd have just blown over. We'd have probably joked at the reaction about it.
I don't think it would have blown over, man, because it's not the first time this has happened. I forget. There was this. I don't remember her name. I'm sorry, but there was this woman that she used to work at Nintendo, and she wrote a tweet out or something like that, and then she got non-stop harassment to herself and to Nintendo, and people were fucking demanding for her to get fired, and then she eventually was released by Nintendo. I forget her name. You know the story. They ran that story. Maybe you want to say sometime last year, but dude, stuff like this, it doesn't just blow over, man. When there's a certain group of people and they're focused on one thing, especially on the internet, they're gonna stay focused until whatever the fuck they want to happen happens. I feel like regardless. And to be honest, I mean, his joke was, I mean, it was a joke, but you can't tell somebody not to be offended by a joke. You can't, because that's not fair.
It's subjective, isn't it? Having been offended.
I mean, but at the end of the day, it was I mean, me personally, a joke's a joke, man. But like still, like I said, we talked about this earlier. When you have a following, well, you have to watch out with what you say, man, because
and
shit comes back and bites you.
I was quite surprised it wasn't an ironic tweet, considering the guy who I mean, I've seen a few kind of funny videos, and the guy who I remembered wasn't Colin Moriarty. It was the other guy. Is it Greg something, or what's his name?
I don't know. I don't really know.
Greg Miller. Yeah, it was like, that guy is loud and he never shuts up, and he's annoying as hell, in my opinion. But for him to say that, I thought it might have been a bit tongue in cheek. The fact that he works in an industry that's pretty much dominated by men. And with the Gamergate thing going on and all that, and he's making a joke about it's going to be quiet without a woman. It's like, well, I'm not sure how many women he works with, but it can't be I'm pretty sure it'd be a lot quieter without guys.
Well, to be clear, it is tongue in cheek, though, isn't it? Like, it's clearly a joke. He's not actually saying that he's happy.
Yeah,
he's happy to have less women in his life because it's going to be quieter. It's a joke.
And during the interview, he just said, "He's like, it only would have worked on that day. That joke doesn't work at any other day of the year, except that specific day." So
Yeah.
I said it last week. This is a guy that puts out dozens of hours of content every single month. I understand that not everybody would have seen that content. I happen to be a fan, so I see a lot of it. So I understand his character in a bit of detail. But if somebody's going to go to the extent of trying to get somebody fired or harassing somebody, they should at least take a look at that content and work out if the accusations that they're throwing around are true. And I think the reason that I probably wanted to speak about this today isn't with this specific instance, because he's, like I said, he's come out of his shining. He's doing what he loves now, which is speaking about politics, and he's going no doubt he's going to come out with his own Patreon about something else, some kind of political show, and he's ended up on top with it. But I think the what I wanted to draw attention to was this tone and this attitude in video game media, which is so one-sided when it comes to politics, and it's so on the side of political correctness.
Just video game media?
Yeah, because news media has both sides of it. You have, biases on both sides with news media. Video game media is almost exclusively and this is why it's so sad that Colin's now left it, because he was one of the few people with an alternate view. And now when he just made a little, I think, and he's spoken quite vocally about the fact that he thinks the reason he was targeted wasn't because of that joke. If anybody else had tweeted it out, they probably would have got a little slap on the wrist. It was because he's outspoken about his political views, and they're not in sway with the rest of San Francisco and the way that they think about politics and the way that they demonize anybody that isn't an outright Democrat or completely to the left.
He's bumped his head with a load of people with of the liberal ilk many times over Twitter, and I just think it's a dangerous game when you just go out and try and destroy somebody's character over whether you thought the joke was funny or not. I mean, the situation the situation we're in now is just shocking, if anything.
Yeah, sad.
Yeah.
What was worse is other publications going out there and purposely, I don't know if it was purposely, I can't say purposely, but trying to damage his name. Holy shit! What was it during?
One of them called him racist in the headline. They said a racist
International Business Times.
Come on,
called it a racist joke.
I think that was a typo, though, wasn't it?
That's not a typo. That's not a typo because that goes through a shit ton of people in order to be released.
I'm not sure
even if it is a typo, clearly they're used to writing racist a lot, aren't they? Which doesn't surprise me.
Well, the main thing that got to me was the fact that okay, yeah, some people can find that offensive, but then it kind of devalues the word misogynistic, because moving on to another story that's related, Mass Effect. This guy who has I don't know what, I think it's an alt-right type blog, he decided to out this woman called, where is it? She's called Allie. And decided to out her as one of the lead designers for Mass Effect, so Andromeda, the one that deals with all the one that was. Let me just read the start. Internet cretins. Okay, this is Kotaku. Yep. Internet cretins engaged in harassment campaign against a woman who.
Quality reporting already, but go on.
Yeah, I know it's not top.
The first words are
is
internet cretins. Are those the first two words in that article?
Yep. And the headline is "Scumbags harass woman for working on Mass Effect."
How do these people get the jobs? Like you
it's Kotaku. You know what to expect.
All of them, it all seems to be the same. Every they can't seem to write an objective article. You can look at the way the BBC does it. You can write an objective article which clearly gives the story, and any reasonable person is going to look at it.
As Honey says in the chat, and I agree with him, it's for the clickbait. And maybe that's one of the reasons, because you look at the people who actually play video games and look at the comments on these websites, and it's the absolute opposite of any left wing.
I've read a lot of the tweets that were directed at her, and boy oh boy, those are some pretty fucked up tweets that she was getting.
Yeah, I'll just quickly read it. So Allie, but I won't say her full name. Allie, who works for EA's motion capture labs in Vancouver, saw vicious harassment on Twitter and other websites today, most often from people who blamed her for Andromeda's awkward. Yeah, they blamed her for Andromeda's awkward facial animations. And the harassment appears to have been triggered by a by a blog post at Ralph Retort, which is a right-wing Gamergate-tied website that claimed that she was the lead facial animator on Andromeda, which she wasn't. And then they went and accused, on this website, this blog, they accused her of performing sexual acts to get a job at EA. And like, I looked at these comments, just
Jesus.
filth.
Does she actually work for EA then? She does.
She doesn't. She works for Montreal, Canada. So it's not actually EA she's working for.
Oh, but she's worked on Mass Effect as some kind of contractor or something like that, is it? Is that what we're saying?
I think she'd put on. I think she'd actually. Well, BioWare released this statement. They said recently a former EA employee was misidentified as a lead member of the Mass Effect Andromeda development team. These reports are false. We respect the opinions of our gamers and community and welcome feedback on our games, but attacking individuals, regardless of their involvement in the project, is never acceptable. But like,
job done.
That's misogyny. I don't know. There's different levels on how people take it, but yeah, I mean, if you want to look at some of the stuff that happened with Gamergate and things like that, and
some horrible shit being said towards her.
I would agree. If the reaction to Colin's tweet had been due to him doing something like this, I could probably understand where they were coming from. You need to compare and contrast the two and realize that there are issues to be dealt with, and it isn't when somebody makes a joke. We shouldn't be going after people who make a joke, whether you like that joke or not.
But I actually think, I hadn't thought about it, but Horny, I think he's spot on there when he says it's for clickbait, because you look at the people who are doing this, there's a massive gaming community that are, very, very right wing. So when these comments and these articles come out, the majority you look at the comments on Polygon, not Waypoint, they don't have comments, but Polygon and GameSpot and these really popular websites that get loads of people. A lot of these comments, when a lot of the comments on articles that are maybe more liberal, let's say, or they've taken a political stance against something, those comments they're like are properly lit up. You get hundreds and hundreds of comments of people obviously disagreeing, but it's all about clicks and clickbait.
Yeah, but we're not talking about a UK tabloid that kind of knows what it's doing. If you look at the personalities behind these websites, they're very self-serious, very overtly liberal people. Even if I've got no doubt that they see the clicks that these things generate, and that makes them hard. But
I think at the same time, the money is going.
Yeah, sure, but they still are putting across what I believe is their heartfelt agenda. And that's completely up to them. If they've got the ability and the money to put across this website, that's fine. But I think that it should be pointed out and rallied against.
Can we just agree that it's a dangerous time to speak your mind now, and that sucks. It's a dangerous time to just say something that other people won't like. Apparently, fucking everything you say, somebody out there won't like it.
And
it sucks, man.
Yeah, if you say something, you're going to be stuck in an extreme camp. There's no middle ground anymore. I mean, even if you are middle ground, there's certain people that claim you're far left, far right, whatever. So you kind of get pigeonholed in. Like now, the extremes are what's dominating, especially politics around the world now as well. So far left, far right. Here in Spain, it's kind of the opposite to the rest of the world, where the mayor of Barcelona is like a complete communist, like really, really left. She got arrested for protesting in a bank once against mortgages, like people evicting someone from mortgages. And the mayor of Barcelona is like pretty much identical. She's an old lady, like an old communist lady. So it's politics. Yeah, it's kind of gone a bit extreme in the last few years.
But a lot of the times I mean, at least in games media, it's just a certain group of people who are getting attacked.
And we're not necessarily talking about politics. I think a lot of the things we're talking about are universal philosophies outside of politics. We're talking about feminism, we're talking about misogyny, we're talking about homophobia, we're talking about racism. All of these things on the internet have places where these things are rife, and that should be dealt with. And when I say dealt with, I don't mean crushing a community or throwing people off the internet. I mean pointing at people and laughing at them for being stupid. But then when communities rally against something like a tweet of somebody that's a completely reasonable individual and a completely liberal individual themselves who are for gay marriage, who are for equal rights between the sexes, we're just shooting ourselves in the foot. These people are absolute fucking idiots.
Yeah, I can find little to disagree with you there.
Good.
Actually, staying before we move on, just a quick word. Another JonTron. He's another person that's fallen by the wayside. He's a YouTuber. I think Rob, you've heard of him before. Does he do Minecraft streams or something?
yeah, he caters for the younger gamers. If you say he's got quite a big following, so I think the gravity of what he's saying is a bit greater because of I guess the impressionable crowd that he caters to.
Because he's got something like 12 million YouTube followers, and like mainly to
Yeah.
kids. And he started off just doing like video games, Minecraft videos, this type of stuff. And quite recently, he's decided to. He said he's mentioned it on his stream. He was going to start doing more political comments and stuff, which is perfectly fine. But then he went and did a debate
what
with a
did he
guy
do?
called Destiny. He had a debate with a guy called Destiny. It was 2 hours, and apparently it was an absolute car crash. What were the things he claimed? He claimed that he was in. Even the people that were his massive fans have said, "Whoa, where is it? Here we go." Over the past week, fan base for YouTuber JonTron has been forced to reevaluate how they feel about him. Edgy jokes.
Edgy.
Apparently.
Tell edgy jokes.
Well,
What has he said? Nobody. I still don't know what this guy has said. Somebody tell me what he said. I'll tell you if it's racist.
He said that he went on about how black people cause more crime. No, he said that even the richest white people, even the richest black people don't commit as much crime as the poorest black people, which is not true.
Right, but what was the context around that? What was his? So
Does there have to be context around that?
Yeah,
I
do you
think
need
they're always.
context?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
When you
'Cause he-
say something false?
I think. Yeah, I think there should be. Yeah,
I'm like,
there should always.
Well,
be
I think that what he was saying or what he was touting as facts weren't necessarily true. The statistics he was using were a bit.
But what was he getting at? Was he? I agree. If he just came out, if you just put down the controller from playing Minecraft and then he looked at the screen and he pointed at the 12-year-olds and he said, "Let me talk to you about black people, guys."
no, but apparently he does. It's like
that would be
implying-
racist.
But when you've got so many kids in there, and your parents are like, okay, yeah, you watch these videos, he's finding a nice little YouTuber, and then they're coming out with saying, he said that discrimination doesn't
Did he
exist.
do it on the same? Is it this? What was that?
He said that discrimination doesn't exist in the US anymore, which is interesting.
It's not racist.
Discrimination doesn't exist.
Apparently so. Apparently the
He said that.
yeah, equality is.
Boy, oh boy, is he wrong?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not in the US.
But again,
but
that's not racist. That's just a view.
It's-
But it was so the stuff that he's saying was it on the channel that he always uses to stream
well, and
Minecraft or whatever.
I think he's a YouTuber. I think he's
Yeah.
strictly a YouTuber. I don't know.
But was this? I just don't get how you go from.
Oh, he claimed that Mexican immigrants are setting up ethnic enclaves in the US to break parts of America off back into Mexico, despite isn't that what happened to what the US did to Mexico at one point? He also defended a white nationalist and called other people that didn't like him a Nazi.
Okay.
And he said we can't.
So technically, he's a younger Donald Trump.
He's one of those that's kind of. I think he likes the reaction he gets when he comes out with these
But
views and gets off on it. But whether he believes it or not, I mean, maybe. But he's he does. He said the court system doesn't display bias against people of color, despite it repeatedly being found that it does. The Irish and Italians were always considered white in America, even though they weren't, and that Black Lives Matter doesn't disavow violence, which it does. So there's quite a few things, and he said that we got rid of discrimination in Western countries, but then later he said that nobody wants to become a minority in their own country.
Jesus. So this guy just wants people talking about him then, because holy fuck.
Sounds like it. Although he had he had a debate with a guy called Destiny. But apparently this guy called Destiny's made even worse comments like that. But he got but this JonTron guy got owned apparently.
They both sound like a pair of
Yeah, they do.
fools, to be honest. I know one thing I do know about this JonTron guy is he was part of another like Let's Play group, and he's been making these types of comments for years and years and years. So it's nothing new. It's just for whatever reason this is what got picked out this week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wonder what next week's scandal's gonna be.
Yeah, Jordan Reese.
Yeah.
I'm just going to point out that guy sounds like he's probably extremely right wing, and he sounds probably misinformed on a few points, but I didn't hear any racism, specifically racism. I need to hear what his end conclusion is as to that stuff. All he did was point out facts, which most of the time seem wrong. Doesn't seem to be
Not
racist.
facts, alternate facts.
Yeah.
Guys, I'll be right back, okay?
All right. Shitting himself.
Thanks.
Dinner time. I gotta go to bed. I gotta be right back.
Drop off a brown. I can't say that. So let's move on. Have we got any more news items? Before
No, I don't think we have. I think we got through everything.
we've got quite a few comments, and things going on in the chat. So before we go on to the questions, so someone Synax says, "Can't wait for Manny to get big so I can smear all over him." And then Manny replied with, "Not if I smear over you first." Oh, I missed that. Question for later. Okay, let's go straight into the questions. Franny says, "How do you feel about COD Infinite Warfare not on the Nintendo Switch yet? It being such a good name. I very much doubt Call of Duty would make it to the Switch." Although when I'm thinking about Zelda, I put this in the comment in the review of Zelda. I don't know if it's the hardware capabilities that are stopping it and causing these the frame rate issues. I think it's the fact that it was a Wii U game that they've just kind of like haphazardly stuck on the Switch without changing anything, because it's, especially with the inventory system and dropping weapons and exchanging weapons, picking them up and stuff, it would be a lot easier if you were doing that on the Switch.
Yeah, I agree.
Manny says he's watching from his phone. Push, Manny, push hard.
Wash your hands, you dirty bastard.
Yeah. I've got a B-Day, they're amazing. Have you ever used a B-Day, John?
No, because I'm bloody British.
Oh, but you can't use paper. It just smears it.
What is this, Demolition Man?
Get rid of dangleberries with ease with a B-Day. Manny says Skyrim.
Dirty bastards.
Manny, I don't know if you can compare Skyrim to Call of Duty. The new Call of Duty looks stunning. Skyrim, without mods, I'm not so sure. I will be playing Skyrim on the Switch. I've been looking to play Skyrim. I've tried to play Skyrim so many times, and if I've got it handheld, then I'll be able to play that.
Won't be any better.
No, I don't know why I stopped. I think my PC stopped, and I was like, well, I've tried this twice. I'm not going to play it again. Synax says,
PC stopped.
Yeah.
What's that mean?
It just died. It died.
No.
The hard drive and the battery died, so I was like, nope, that's screwed. Aman says, what the hell did I just come into? The dangleberry talk.
Story of my life.
Oh, poor fiance.
She doesn't watch the show.
No. Who does anyway? I love Arnie's comment. Whenever Arnie's on, he's always like, we got more than one listener.
Yeah.
I sprayed water in my ass, if that's what you're asking. Well, not for fun, just to clean it. Have we got any other comments? Well, John, what games would you like to see on the Switch? I'm going to ask you that one. In fact, no, I'm going to ask Rob. I've asked you too many questions, John. We've had enough of your woman-hating reviews. Let's ask...
I'm getting non-platform now, aren't I?
Yeah.
Metroid.
Let's do a Nick
Easy.
Griffin. Metroid. Which one?
Yep.
The original ones?
A new one, hopefully. A new Prime.
What happened to that Metroid, like the fan recreation one?
Nintendo shut it down.
Yeah, that was Nintendo too.
I heard that was pretty good.
Probably better than the latest Metroid game that come out.
Was that the 3DS one?
Yeah.
It sounded pretty garbage.
Oh, I was thinking Other M, but actually you mean
Really
the
cutesy looking.
Oh God, what were they thinking? That was peak Nintendo nonsense, wasn't it? To take something like Metroid, what was it? Galaxy Commandos or something.
Galaxy
like
Commando.
What a load of absolute drivel.
Bit like Zelda Four Swords, that type of.
People like that.
Did they?
I haven't played it, so I can't. Yeah, people like Four Swords.
I thought that got destroyed, like 6 out of
10,
10, 7 out of 10.
Yeah. No.
Metroid Prime Federation Force, it was called.
Okay, Federation Force.
Federation Force.
As we're talking about games, the chat has just turned into toilet roll comments. John, what's your favourite toilet paper?
What kind of question is that?
Well, it's been asked in the chat. Synax says Cottonelle or get the fuck out. Manny says the one the bears use. Ike says bark. Rub up
Charming.
against the bark. So what you need. You need a 5-finger roll. It needs to be good. Do you know? Last time I used cheap toilet paper, got in touch with my inner self. See, the Arnie jokes are here. Well, let's see. Well, let's go through to the question. Okay, Manny, have you got a question? I can't believe we're talking to Manny while he's having a shit.
We do have questions in the document if you want to take a look.
I thought we were gonna ask. Oh well, this one I think might be directed for you, John. Directed to you. Okay. Have you ever fed your dog noodles? And I don't know if that's a euphemism or not.
I've only owned it for 2 days, so not yet, and I doubt I ever will, to be honest, because it's just going to shit them back out.
Yeah. Oh, do you know once I gave my dog what are they called? Edamame? How do you pronounce it? Edamame, yeah.
Edamame, yeah.
Edamame,
Racist.
and hey, and I gave him one of those, and they said like, yeah, you can give them that. You can even give them like the whole skin is fine. But I didn't read.
Who said that?
The internet said that.
No,
but
don't believe.
Look at the chat. Listen to the internet. Look at the chat we've had today. Absolute buffoons.
Well, I gave him, so I gave him one. But I think that was mainly for big dogs. He's a small dog, and I remember he had a little poo in the kitchen, no less. He wasn't trained at that point, and was making some noises. So I went over there, and the entire skin of the edamame, well, not the entire, half of it was sticking out of his bum, and the rest of it was still inside. And I had to actually pull it out for him.
I like that somebody in the chat has just said it's pronounced edamame and just spelt it out like that even helps.
Yeah, edamame. It means edamame.
Tom Beagles has got a good question there, which I know the answer to, Ben, but he might not. What is your favourite MMO if you even play them? Surely it's... Well,
it's not.
Surely
it's not. I don't know.
It must be. It must be, Ben.
See, I'm gonna. It's the answer. I think is Final Fantasy 14.
Right answer.
But I really did love Star Wars: The Old Republic before it went all free to play and stuff. I loved that game so much, and the story I was really engrossed in the story. That game was really good. The worlds and the level, the planets that you visited were just amazing. I think it was Hoth, Hoth's the snow planet, isn't it? That was such just like exploring there. It felt huge. It was the first MMO I'd ever played, so maybe that was something as well. But the levels were just huge. You had so many things you could do, and you got to play as a Jedi. So I loved Star Wars: The Old Republic. I'd really, really hope that they bring out a new graphical fidelity one. That's something that MMOs don't tend to do. I know World of Warcraft had a bit of a graphics update, but it'd be amazing if they were able to upgrade graphics pretty quickly, every couple of years or so to make them relevant. Because I've tried to play WoW, and it was just quite recently, and it was unplayable.
I guess MMOs need to attract such a large user base to make them kind of financially viable, that having cutting edge graphics will sometimes kind of stop that crowd from growing, or even cut some people off, I guess. But I suppose the best case scenario would to have a graphical engine that can scale really heavily, which I'm assuming is what WoW probably does, I guess.
Yeah, it's got something. I mean, I played it with my PC I've got now, that 1070 on high, and it just, I couldn't really get into it. And it's such a big game. I'd love them to bring out World of Warcraft 2, which I imagine they will eventually, because I know the sub sales have gone down a bit. And if they did release a WoW 2, or even not a WoW 2, if it was another named stuff, so you don't feel like you have to have played the previous one, then I'd probably get into it. But yeah, Final Fantasy 14, I sunk hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours into that game. Not last summer, the summer before was pretty much just me staying up till about 5 a.m. Playing that game and getting really far. But I've kind of gone off it a bit recently. I'll go back to it. In fact, actually, a friend who I used to play with about 2 years ago on there sent me a message the day before yesterday, actually, asking if I still play it, and that I think we're going to go back and play it when the expansion comes out in June. Are you, Jordan?
I didn't get through the last one, to be honest, but I do love that game, so I'll re-sign up at some point and just stand around in the golden saucer for hours again.
The story is a bit crap, but I didn't like the story that much. Whereas, Star Wars was really good, and WoW, as I hear, is really, really good. But it's the gameplay. Just you can log in every day for an hour and do like a dungeon roulette, however it's called, and and farm credits or whatever, and just enjoy it like with the gameplay. I played Final Fantasy for a few hours. It was okay. Thanks for the answer. All right, yeah, Don, I'd recommend it. They do like free trials all the time. If there isn't one like already that you can just play to level 20 or something. It's great fun, especially if you get in a good community. Before you play Final Fantasy, always look on Google. It's Final Fantasy 14. Have a look on the Runestone, I believe it's called, and see what clans are recruiting. Because if you've got a fun clan you can join and they're all friendly, then great. And also, if you're a single gentleman in the EU, 60%, they found out that 60% of all users were female. John's gonna vomit in his lap now.
I'm playing it.
I just did, yeah.
I'm playing it.
Hey.
Or were the guys playing as female characters?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
I don't know how they got the data. I think it's the data. What I saw was they were female. In Japan and North America, it was like majority male, but in the EU, in our liberal institution, the EU, they're all majority are female.
I thought girls don't play games.
Well,
I
apparently.
was under that impression.
That's what Amanda said. So I agree with her.
And if they do, they shouldn't.
Jesus.
That's definitely going to get edited and taken out of context.
I suppose they could play like Overcooked and Cooking Mama.
Oh, yeah, catch you guys later.
Oh.
And that was Click Plays
Final episode.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a good game, actually. I've watched a lot of people play it. That seems like a really, really fun game. I haven't played it yet, but I think it's up to 4-player co-op.
Mm-hmm.
A 4-player that you can go into the game with 4-player.
Yeah, you get it, Manny, and I'll be your sidekick. I'll help you along. It also scales as well. So if you go into a level 16 dungeon, I think the maximum level you can be is 20. So it brings it down. Overcooked.
What? There's no dungeons in Overcooked. What are you talking about?
Oh, I thought we were still talking about Final Fantasy 14.
Level 20 dungeon. That game takes a turn. Jesus.
I thought you were talking about Final Fantasy 14 with like 4-player because you need 4 players to go in the dungeon. All right.
We're not talking about Final Fantasy anymore.
God,
And the greatest MMO was Go Wars 1, so I don't want to hear it.
Go Wars.
Yeah, Go Wars. Yeah.
Go Wars!
I like.
There you go.
Overcooked. I didn't really get into that game. It was too stressful.
It's really good if you want to argue with your partner.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
All I got to say about it.
Definitely got to shout. All right. How are you feeling, Manny? You're like a puppet of your former self.
Huh?
Like a puppet.
An arsehole like a Japanese flag.
Racist.
Oh, this is the best kind of asshole. What did you ask me, by the way?
It's like a wizard sleeve.
Oh no.
Let's go. I was going to ask you how your dump was, but let's move on. Franny says in the questions from viewers. Jordan, can we have the interlude, please?
Is this a music thing?
Yeah, a little.
And it's going to be questions, is it?
Questions, yeah.
But we've been doing questions for the last half an hour. What do you want to do?
Yeah, we've been doing
We're just
questions for a
filling in
long
for
time.
Manny. Second Manny left,
want-
we start talking about shit.
So you want a musical thing?
Yes, please.
Questions. We're going to do some questions for the show today.
We really need something.
Yeah.
Questions.
Okay, Dr. Perfranny says, do you think we should wait to buy the Switch or get it now? I personally don't think it's worth $300.
I do, but I think you should wait till maybe around Christmas time.
If you can
So
wait.
you can get 1-2 Switch for free instead of paying $60 for it.
Oh, if you're paying $60, then it's your loss. I got it for €40, so that's like $40. Well, it's
Still be
not,
that
but
price by Christmas, mind. Because Nintendo never dropped the game prices.
I thought they do, but like years later, isn't it? Like the classics they have, or whatever it's called.
Are you buying things physically, Ben? Are you buying like separate discs?
Yeah, I'm buying physically. I'm not getting the downloads. I get it a lot cheaper.
Boo.
I know normally I do download like PS4, PC. In fact, my PC doesn't even have a CD drive, so I do download all of that. But no, I think the Switch, it doesn't take more than a second to change, and you can. Whereas the PS4, you got to like lean over and press eject and all that, and I just can't be bothered.
How long do you think till we get a revision?
Of the Switch, a few more weeks.
With all the
more
weeks.
Get rid of all the mistakes.
I don't know if you heard if you were listening to the Beastcast last week. Did you listen to the Beastcast? They had a I guess like an engineer right into the podcast, and they were talking about. Well, he was talking about like why the what is it, the left? It's not called the nunchuck, right? It's called the
Joy-Con.
The Joy-Con or whatever. The left Joy-Con.
The pleasure stick.
The reason the pleasure stick. The reason it kept losing connection was because there probably wasn't enough power going towards the towards the antenna inside.
I was into that last night actually.
And
I fell asleep.
That could be, and potentially that could be fixed with the firmware update. Sending more power to the antenna, but that also comes with the losing battery life over like if you were to do something like that. So who knows what they're gonna do? Who knows?
Battery life's not been a problem with me, but I imagine if I was traveling quite a bit or going on like a long plane journey, I'd want something. I'd want a backup pack, which I imagine. I bet there are some already. They're out there, but yeah, it's hopefully something they can fix. But I've not had any problems with it.
I still think they should just wait, man. By that time, you'll have a bunch of games that you could probably look into getting. By then you'll have Mario Kart, the new Mario.
If you've got,
you'll have Zelda there with this DLC.
If you're not going to miss the money, I'd get one just because Zelda's so good. 1-2 Switch is fun for parties. Mario Kart's going to be awesome, I'm sure. Splatoon 2. Oh, actually, that's a bit of news. Splatoon 2, the tech demo, or whatever it's called, is coming out on the 23rd, I think, actually. Maybe it's the same day as Super Mario Run on the Android. But you'll be able to download it for free and play a bit of Splatoon 2.
You can download it now because I downloaded it a couple of days ago, but obviously there's no server access at the moment, but you can download it.
I'm looking forward to playing a bit of that. Love the first Splatoon. But I didn't really put that much time into it because I'd got the Wii U a year or two after it was released, so there were loads of games for me to play, and I kind of skipped on it a bit. But when there aren't that many games, I'm sure this Splatoon 2 is going to be really successful. It's fun. And then
where is Smash Brothers?
I'm sure it'll be announced. Sure,
give me that.
E3. You've got to wait 3 months for it, unless Nintendo. Have Nintendo got a Direct coming up anytime soon? I don't know how often they do them.
Don't they do them during? Yeah, don't they do them during major conferences, stuff like that? And not even that. Just technically, maybe once in December, or just whenever they have something to announce, they'll do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they can just do it whenever, I guess.
Yeah, they do it whenever they want.
I think the last one was like a big Fire Emblem one, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Am I right in saying they're doing an actual presentation at E3 this year? Or did I make that up?
No, it's always the Nintendo Direct where they just show a video.
It has been for the last couple of years. I seem to remember that they've actually booked like conference hall time.
That would be good because the last one was crap.
You didn't like the
2-minute
Nintendo Direct?
I didn't like
the little video,
the little 2-minute Zelda trailer, and then a guy talking about Pokemon for 45 minutes.
Yeah, I think because they've been in limbo for the last 2 years with a dying console and kind of looking forwards to new hardware. It's been difficult for them to message, but now the hardware's out, and I know I love the hardware, and I think generally people do as well. I think this whether it's a conference or direct could be really interesting because we know what we're playing with now, and we just want to see kind of what that software lineup's going to be. So yeah, fingers crossed this could be a good year for Nintendo at last.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great year for Nintendo.
And next year,
they're good.
Pokemon.
Oh god damn! Yes, please.
That'll be amazing.
Please.
A Pokemon with graphics. That's what I used to love.
Yeah, right.
I never had a Nintendo 64, but I remember just being so jealous of what was it? Was it Pokemon Tournament or something?
Please give me the original 150.
Which was a
I don't want to deal with any
Coliseum.
of the fucking weird ones.
Coliseum. That
Stadium.
was the one. Yeah, Pokemon Stadium,
Stadium,
or whatever it
yeah.
was for the Nintendo
I
64.
love that, dude. I think I still have my little cartridge somewhere.
I never played it, but I was always like, oh, so jealous that people could play Pokemon in 3D. They could see the actual Pokemons.
Yeah, it was so fun.
Honey says they never drop Mario games. I thought that, but I can get the Wii U, what's it called, Super Mario. Pretty much all of those ones for about €20 now.
Yeah, I don't think Nintendo maybe drops their prices, but you can definitely get deals with it, like on Amazon, at Best Buy, at these places like that.
I think they're €20 on the, or £20 on the eShop as well. Remember Platinum games when PlayStation games used to go Platinum and you get them for £20? They were the days. Oh dear. Pokemon Stadium was the shit. Rob just replied with the shit. What was shit? Sorry. Are you not a fan, Rob?
Pokemon Stadium was amazing.
He was more of a Pokemon Snap kind of guy.
Ah, is that
I
the
like the on rails.
Yeah.
that?
Well,
You enjoy
Pokemon
taking
Jam.
pictures. You enjoy taking pictures of Pokemon, and instead of making them fight, what's going on? What's wrong with you, man?
Pivot.
Oh, what's that one on the 3DS? I put quite a few hours into that one. That was like free on 3DS.
Free.
Cross one?
Sorry,
Cross?
but is it? Oh no, no.
Pokemon Shuffle.
Is that the one? Is that where you've got a? Oh god, I can't remember. Let me Google this. It's the one I'm thinking
Pokemon
of.
Shuffle. Never heard of it.
It was great, and it was free. That was the best thing about it. I'm from the north of England. I'm a tight
It kind
northerner.
of tricked you into thinking it was an actual Pokemon game where you could walk around on an adventure, but it wasn't anything.
Yeah, that was it. You have to kind of like move things and link them up, a bit like Candy Crush type stuff. But you killed the Pokemon or you defeated the Pokemon by doing it, and then you moved on. I got to like level 30 or 40, maybe even higher. It was...
Sounds awful. So
it does sound terrible. It's addictive.
So in terms of Switch Pokemon, I know that what were the
Sun and
latest
Moon.
one? Sun and Moon, yeah. So I know they're coming to Switch, but I guess the really exciting thing is to see what they actually do with Pokemon on this console, assuming that the Switch is their new handheld, and then they've got some other handheld lineup, which I've got to assume they won't. What do they actually do with Pokemon now? Because that's probably going to be the first kind of large console scale Pokemon that we've ever had.
Pokemon Go 2.
Using the Joy-Cons to throw the Pokeballs.
No, Ben.
Yes.
Is that really what you want?
No.
Good.
Does the Switch have a camera?
No.
Anyway, next question.
Next one.
I was thinking you could do the old Pokemon Go, bring that to the Switch.
Oh, Ben, why do you say these fucking stupid things?
Well, if it's a stupid idea,
I've
then
just
Nintendo
told you
gonna
that
do
we
it.
could have a full console scale Pokemon on the Switch,
yeah.
and you're now talking about Pokemon Go.
What
Don't
about,
worry about it.
Let me ask you
Zelda
something. Let me
style
ask you something.
Pokemon?
I just came. That would be amazing.
The Pokeballs break.
Yeah, right. Fucking.
Well, you do lose them in Pokemon, don't you?
If the Pokemon escapes, but then you obviously haven't worn them down enough.
Oh.
Keep them into submission.
Yeah. Pikachu is hard. It's extremely effective.
Last question.
Pika.
Question for later is a question. Do you think we'll learn more from The Last of Us and Days Gone when E3 happens? There's more zombie games.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Well, what do you think they're going to talk about? I mean, maybe show another Death Stranding video, and then maybe show a little bit more God of War.
Man,
God
really...
of War. PlayStation tweeted because in Spain today is Father's Day. And they
for Gran Turismo. That's what they'll show that.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, let's go back then in 1 second. But they showed God of War, like in PlayStation España showed God of War today because of its Father's Day, and they were like, "Is your father as cool as Kratos?" And then somebody replied with like, "My dad's fought leukemia for 5 years and he died recently," and he was saying how you can't laugh, John.
Jesus Christ.
Let me find it. Can't laugh at that, John.
You were laughing when he said it. You can't tell me that.
No, it was like, whoa, okay, I don't think they were expecting that.
Imagine being in that social media team.
It's like, Jesus.
You'd be like, oh fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Where is it? Yeah, they said Happy Father's Day for the players, and then it was like hashtag My dad is better than yours, and then someone said, where's the comment?
That's a. You know what? I think this year has been the year. This year and last year has been the year of sending out stupid fucking tweets by these marketing teams, dude. Holy shit.
No,
I thought you were going to talk about the kid then, and I was going to say, look, his dad's died. Calm down,
No.
The reply is better. Sorry, the hashtag. So my dad is better than your dad. It's like my dad with leukemia and
He's deader than your dad.
and gets paid pays €700 maintenance to a family of 5. It's much. So no, Kratos isn't better.
Jesus.
It's a genuine tweet. And then PlayStation replied with.
Why are they replying? Don't reply.
They'll reply and be like, "Yo, sorry about that. Here's a free PlayStation."
They said,
Don't reply.
they replied with, "There are times that that heroes truly are not in video games. No doubt your father is." The guy liked it.
Read that last one again.
What? How?
What did PlayStation reply?
There are times that the heroes of truth, or maybe that truly heroes, are not in video games. Without doubt, your father is one of them.
Oh my god! Somebody delete that Twitter.
It's in Spanish.
Fuck.
It's fine. All right there, Jordan. Sound like you wheeze. You sound like what? What's that droopy dog? Yeah. Do you have any more questions?
That's fucked up, man.
Do you have any more questions? I'm wiping my tears with PlayStation VR napkin here.
Fanboy.
Well, look at Manny with his massive Xbox flag behind him.
Yeah, right. It's my fucking Xbox flag.
Is your dad cooler than Chris?
So, do we have any more questions, or is that it?
Looks like that's it.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you very much to Rob for joining us, and Dom Beagle says that was amazing. What other corporation fuck-ups come to mind? So let's try and find some this week and report back next week.
Fucking EA during the whole Battlefield thing.
The
squad
EA onesie,
goals.
the Battlefield onesie.
Battlefield onesie, just fucking clips of people killing each other. Squad goals.
Who was the company that had girlfriend mode in their game? Remember that? I can't remember what it was. Somebody there was a girlfriend mode for a game, and it was something like it just made it easier or something.
What?
That sounds
Remember that?
terrible.
Should have made it
Couple
way
years ago.
fucking harder.
Yeah.
It was like it was a game.
Borderlands 2.
Was it Borderlands 2?
Yeah.
It was something like you could turn on. You could. I don't know. I feel like you can button mash it or something. And it's called girlfriend mode.
Oh dear. The other one I was thinking of is, it's not video game related, but Susan Boyle. Man, you might have heard of her. She was on.
Yeah.
She was on.
UK's Got Talent or something like that?
That's right. Yeah, and she had
Britain's Got Talent?
She released an album, so they released the hashtag Susan Album Party. But when you put that into Twitter, it comes up as Sue's Anal Bum Party. Which was
I like that one.
tweeted from her
I like
account.
that one. That's my favorite. That's my favorite one.
Which, as far as corporation fuck-ups come to
Susanna
mind,
Bum Party.
yeah.
I like that one. That's a good one. That's my favorite one, actually.
And speaking of anal bum party, I think it's time to end this party.
Yeah,
And,
we got to get to this party. We got to get to this party.
Yeah, no dangleberries. So yeah, Rob, thanks very much. Hopefully we'll see you again on here sometime. And
Yeah, cool.
I know you're you watch us live quite often, so yeah, it's all the tech seems to work. So you're free to come anytime.
Thank
And
you very much.
no worries. And well, it's if you want to go and download them, I'm trying to think of everything I need to promote at the end. Go to clickclickplay.com if you want to watch any of our old podcasts, or you want to watch this podcast again, or you want to subscribe on iTunes, or you want to read mine and Jordan's reviews. Manny, how's your Conan review going?
Dude, it's going so good that I didn't know I had the right one.
No, you
How
don't
many
have to.
inches out of 10?
How many inches out of 12?
Oh!
Hey,
12 inches.
Gotta get that game. That's a game I'm glad I didn't
12
waste
inches out of
20
10.
hours on.
Oh, apparently you can't. There's no endowment slider on the Xbox, so you can't change the penis size.
Oh.
Unbelievable.
That sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I know, dude. I complained, but to no avail.
Is there a fanny fiddler or?
There's always that.
That's what they refer to an Xbox as. Okay, so it's goodbye from me. Just let you say goodbye as well, though.
We always fuck this bit up, don't
We
we?
do, yeah. We need to get something. So I'll just say bye, Manny.
Bye, everybody. Follow me on Twitter and follow me on Twitch.
Jordan, say bye. Do some shameless self-promotion.
My dad is cooler than Kratos.
Yeah, well, my dad's.
And he's alive.
Cool, man.